What's going on, Libra? How are you doing? Hope we're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be your reading for the week of July 21st to the 27th, 2025. So in this reading, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy, some things you do not see coming, and also get some advice from your angels and spirit guides for you regarding this upcoming week in July. And before we begin the reading, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading, Libra, and I always appreciate you taking the time to check these out. And if this reading does resonate with you, you want to support the channel, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. I would also really appreciate that over here for you, Libra. And for this week, I feel like there's some sort of long distance phone call or action that you need to take that may not make sense for some of you. I usually don't give out details in the beginning, but I feel like there's something to do with that. We'll get into it in a minute, but yeah. So let me go ahead and pull the energy and we'll get into your reading. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this active divination for the sign of Libra. Ooh. Interesting energy that you got going on here, Libra. Some of you feel like you're kind of in, or you will feel, many of you, like you're in a very heartbreaking decision that has to be made. For a lot of you, this is going to be about a relationship. And for some of you, it could be even about choosing between two different people. For some of you crazy, or like some of you more raw Libras out there, there could even be something to do with like your own sex life. And I usually don't come out the gate just saying that, but I really feel like there's something about like having to choose between two different lifestyles for some of you, or two different people. And it's like in either case for this week, it will feel like there's something missing, or there's something that you want to get from the outside that you feel like you're going to lose something over here if you go down this path. And that's like the Libra conundrum of always being caught up in the middle of things. But I honestly feel like it's going to be a really great week for you. Your biggest challenge for most of you, I think, is in romance and love, or some sort of situation where you feel like no matter what you do, you have like unmet idealized needs. I'm not gonna say needs like you have to eat, you have to sleep, but I'm saying like needs of the higher mind, needs of the heart, you know, as an evolved being. So these are not like immediate needs that are causing you stress for most of you, but for some of you, you're so focused on this love thing and this like weighing the options of like, should I go with this person or that person, this lifestyle or this lifestyle, that you're actually ignoring your immediate circumstances. And there's something that needs to be taken action with and communicated in your reality, even though it's not easy. So before we get into the tarot, let's start this reading off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards. And these oracle cards contain the energy that you need more of, the energy that spirit wants you to embody and be in for your own highest good. And the first one is the 9th house of learning and faith. So the 9th house has to do with institutions, long distance travel, your own philosophy about life. And right now in the world, there is a lot of pressure. I feel like many of us are feeling there's like pressure being put on us to go back in time to something that's like a little bit more stable, traditional, but less flexible, and then going forward into this like weird world that we've been navigating, but pushing that forward rather than like having this like weird snapback moment, like where reality like shifts back into like more conservatism. And that could be playing out in your own life for a lot of you with two different people. It's like two different paths that you have opening up. Do I want to go back? For some of you, it could even be someone from your past that's more traditional you had that with, or you want to maintain that with, or it's like, do I kind of like develop my own philosophy? Self-reliance is something that you need, but within the confines of relationships, because so speaking of that, you have Gemini, the communicative, and this is the energy that you need more of. So I feel like there is something about communicating your philosophy, particularly to those around you or regarding the situation that you're in for the 21st to the 27th. Communicating your philosophy about life, because your actions will stem from that. So, and let other people kind of listen to your truth and either put up a boundary or open you in. I think honesty and kind of like a raw communication style is really important for you this week. You also have Mars, the planet of drive and power, aggression, the god of war. So there is some sort of heartbreaking situation. Your opportunity is the 3 of Swords, and I feel like this is kind of like how to win at a lose-lose situation, or being caught in the middle, feeling like either way you move, there's going to be consequences on either side for what you have going on. I think that you'd be benefited by kind of like quickly cutting through things that may take a long time. I think that remaining flexible, even if that makes you uncomfortable, because like right now, a lot of you are struggling with the issue that you are not comfortable in the uncomfortable. And I think everyone is struggling with this on the planet right now. But with the 3 of Swords in your opportunity, it's to let the universe blow you open in a certain way, or understanding harsh truths about reality. And most of us need a 3 of Swords moment in order to awaken. I mean, for me, my path towards the spiritual path, on a genuine path, was through heartbreak. Like I've always been on the spiritual path, but it was tainted because it was like not grounded or not as like advanced. But now, so sorry about talking about me. I just think that there's a heartbreaking decision many of you have to choose between freedom and kind of like even forging a new life. But there's someone that you want to take with you, is what I'm getting, or like a group that you want to take with you, but you can't take everyone. You also have the Knight of Cups in your challenge, and this is usually the card of romance and challenge, or like life not meeting your ideals. This is about life being the way that it is rather than the way that you want it to be. But I think that there's something here about like almost like the idea of creating your own reality and entering into a narcissistic bubble reality, which is going to be super easy and has benefits but downsides for us moving into the AI age. There's something about you looking at your immediate environment for the 21st to the 27th and like working with that, like putting certain things away, plucking things that you want from it, including people, places, where you want to be, who you want to be with, instead of like creating your reality from nothing, as if that actually is how it works, which it isn't. But I'm saying, like, if you just try to like sit in your room and like, okay, I'm gonna like visualize my best ideal life, I'm not gonna take any action on what is in front of me because I'm waiting for my ideal life situation to just plop up in the future. I think that's a horrible idea. I think you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot if you do that for the 21st to the 27th. That's the feeling that I get. I think it's super important for you to communicate your own philosophies to key people in your life in order to see if that you're on the same page. Not that we have to all have the same philosophies, but if you know that your action stems from the philosophies, you don't want to get anyone hurt. Let me show you why I'm saying this. For some of you, I get it's just like you have the 9 of Pentacles, the 2 of Pentacles, and the Emperor. I mean, this spread alone in the overall general energy is even what I suspect various positions in power to have to choose between right now. A lot of you are having to choose between a 9 of Pentacles figure or an Emperor figure. That was not even intended for this reading. But what I'm trying to say is that you're clearly juggling multiple things, but for some reason there's a heartbreak attached to it in the opportunity. You know what they say? Someone who chases 2 birds at one time basically catches none, unless you are, so there's something to do with that. This can be about giving up your own control in some sort of way. And for some of you, look, I don't think sex is shallow. I think that, like, because we're talking about that, it's the energy that you need more of. I think that if your sex life sucks or is not good in a relationship, that can definitely, people don't want to talk about that. It's taboo. Like, should you break up with this person because you don't have great sex with them? Well, it might bring a lot of problems down the road. And I feel like for some of you out there, you know, there is this weighing, especially if you're like single, and there could be like this thing about that theme about like not knowing how to choose, or not wanting to commit to anyone for some of you. But there's definitely something that you're going to be defending in what you don't see coming. In what you don't see coming, you have the Ace of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the Four of Wands. So there's something here about truth, clarity, about defending even some of you, your family, or some sort of rite of passage in your life. I feel like you are going through a rite of passage right now that's sealed in a weird spiritual way. It's kind of like, I get extra spiritual protection that you weren't aware of, like how that works or something like that. But I think there's a clear decision about sticking to your guns on something, especially in terms of the rite of passage in a relationship here. Some of you are going to have to, once again, find a way to win at a lose-lose situation, especially when it comes to for some of you, it's your lifestyle. For others of you, it's more so an immediate relationship. That I want to clarify this. Like, why is that in your opportunity? That's a weird place for that to be. In your advice, you have the Justice card, the Hanged Man, and the Six of Pentacles here. So I think that there's something coming through about, if someone never changed, if the options that you have on the table, they stayed the same forever, they never evolved, could you possibly be with that person? Is a good question to ask yourself right now. Because there's something about, the advice is something to do with compromise, but because the Three of Swords is in your opportunity, I feel like you have to realize that, like, genuine compromise is okay, which includes compatibility, but there could be a situation that Spirit's trying to warn you about a bitter taste being left in your mouth if the situation stays as it is. Because there is kind of something here about doubling down, even if you don't want to, or doesn't make logical sense, or doubling down on your truth as well. You see how you have the Ace of Swords, the Seven of Wands, guarding your mind, and then you have the 9th house of your higher mind, aggression, Mars, and being communicative about it, Gemini. So I feel like there's a situation where you really have to guard your mind. You know, it's going to be easier and easier for people to lose their mind in the age that we're going into, even the age that we're in now. Like, the ability, like, for anyone to insert a narrative into your head about what life is, or what your life is, or what it should be, is going to be unprecedented and disgusting. So I think that it's kind of like you're gearing up for a major decision in your life, even if it doesn't happen this week, that your mind has to be sharp. It has to be in the right place. There could be some sort of morality issue, or a moment of awakening relative to what you will and not tolerate from yourself and others. So for some of you, this is clearly about a relationship or juggling two relationships. For others of you, if you're single, though, this can be about yourself and, like, really asking yourself developing a strong philosophy, creating your own value system, and then communicating it to other people. Because right now, it's like no one even knows anything like about values anymore, or they're just swinging to the conservative. Because you know what, Libra? Because a lot of you here that are listening to me today, you're gonna get caught in this. I know it seems like the path of least resistance for some of you, but it's like this wacky conservatism time portal, time machine to like the 1950s, where because of what happens in the reality, we all just start to play small. We all just start to become humans again, or whatever. And I just feel like the actual reality of that right now is going to lead to just, you're going to realize, and then you're going to be in even a more awkward spot than you are now. So I actually feel like, hey, this reading is telling you, you can avoid a lot of awkward energy and problems down the line depending on how you move this week. Depending on how you move this week. Because for some of you, you've already been through that. You know what? I need more information here. So let's clarify the Three of Swords in your opportunity. Why is the Three of Swords your opportunity? The Ace of... All right, well, this is about closing out a cycle here and receiving a gift for having done so. So the Ace of Swords and the World card is in your opportunity, Libra. And clearly there's some sort of truth, full cycle coming. The Ace of Swords is also about a new beginning, a fresh new beginning, and you have that in what you don't see coming. So there's a new beginning as a result of an old cycle closing out, and it may really hurt you to walk away from this old cycle, but if you stay in it, I feel like once again there's going to be compromise. Not like a tower, it's a slow burning thing. So I don't know, let's clarify one more card. The World and the Ace of, and also the Three of Wands. Yeah, so there's something about the future pacing. Avoiding heartbreak in the future by being extremely as honest as you can be and communicating that to others, quite frankly, aggressively. Because you know what's going on here, Libra? Here's what's going on. And some of you don't want to hear this. You think I'm crazy. I just have to say it for like the people that need to hear it. You're in a situation that if you don't align with people's philosophies, when shit hits the fan, you're going to be like, I am an idiot. I am an idiot. I knew that in the event of an emergency or in the event of a serious situation, my self-aligning with this is my demise. And yes, Spirit is saying it is your demise. But you know what also is your demise right now? Is feeling the pain of this releasing and closing out of the cycle so you don't get caught up in a situation that you're quite frankly stranded on an island with a okay, so you have the pain of immediate releasing, or you have the pain of holding on to something that could actually get you caught up in the future. And now some of you are just going to become the avatar where you're like, I'm combining it all to save everything. I don't know what. This is what I'm picking up. Let's clarify why the Two of Pentacles is in between the Emperor and the Nine. So some of you, if you're a man Libra watching this, you could be starting to be like, why is my girl being like all independent? And if you're a female Libra and you're happily partnered or partnered watching this, you could be like, well, why am I giving up so control to this man? And that's the compromise here for the heterosexual Libras. Okay. Why is it Two of Pentacles here? 5. Impending doom from... Impending disaster related to lack of 9th house sexuality or communication issues. You and your spouse may be going through communication issues, philosophical disagreements, and sexual problems which, if not addressed, will lead to your demise and feeling like I should have got off the boat before it sank. Now I'm in. So you... Okay, why else? You have the Hermit and the Temperance card. Also, so I feel like there is a level of wanting to remain committed, and once again, a lot of you are going to be, if you're on a boat and it's sinking, you're going to be like the captain directing everyone around and balance this side out. But I kind of get... This is not for everyone, so don't try to sit here and act like I am some sort of crazy, person who has a problem. And I'm getting a call right now, which is an indication of maybe I shouldn't say this. Maybe I shouldn't say it. Maybe it's already gone. But I got a call, and I never know. I'm like, is that my angel calling me, or is that the devil? You're not the devil, but is that a negative interference or a positive interference? So these are the things you might be wondering about. But once again, how much commitment can you maintain to these traditions in your life, kind of? Why is the Knight of Cups in your challenge? Queen of Cups, Justice for... I don't know. This is... There could be something about a breakup in your challenge that, once again, yeah, like, I feel like whatever this is, it's like the short-term pain of releasing something that feels... Maybe it feels incomplete to you because you were never meant to complete it. Let that sink in. Because, like, yeah, I'm full mime mode. I don't care. I'm communicating more with things not of logic. And I just said, let me... All right. I think that there's a situation here. Whatever. Rewind 10 seconds. What I just said. Okay, that's not what I'm channeling. You have the Justice card and the Four of Wands as well. When it comes to this, so... deep emotional pain as a result of, okay, that's what it was, unidealized romantic or needing fantasy, something to manifest. It's not happening. And why is it not happening? Because it's like some of you are caught up in a cycle that's just gonna basically eat up your own soul slowly and your own truth slowly. But if you feel like you can't leave the situation that you're in now, then it just means that you have not properly assessed the pain that you're in. So maybe you're numbing, maybe you're trying to say it's better than it is type of thing. I don't know. Let's clarify what the Emperor, because some of you are, well, as a result of you have the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Wands and the Chariot, the Death card, and the Moon. Some of you are just entering into a new cycle where you are due for an upgrade here, and you're in control of your own transformation. A lot of uncertainties are happening right now, but once again, like I've been saying, there's just something here that is... that phone call threw me off. Anyway, let's clarify what you're defending. What is that? Once again, your truth about the past or someone that you've been seeing for a long time, a way of life. This is about your upbringing. There could be subconscious crap in your mind right now. The Magician. Once again, potential. Okay, that's what this is going back to now. This is a potential card, and it also has to do with trickery. I feel like, once again, there's a certain situation in your life, Libra, where it was all about potential, and I'm compromising my core truths about what life is, what I should be able to do, how I should be able to take action. Martian energy. You're compromising your Martian right now. You really want to do that? No. Trust me, you don't want to do that. So what I'm saying to you, now I'm all over timelines. Today the energy is scattered. But I feel like you're stuck in something based on the potential of what that could be. And instead you got to lay out all of it on the table. Like, if I actually follow my heart and do this, can you ride with me? Do you want to ride with me? Do you want to ride with me? I want to sing this song so bad. I don't know if I should. Let's clarify the Justice card. Ooh, the Justice card is clarified by, you know what? Yeah, I don't know. You could be walking away scot-free from this situation. Let's clarify why the Justice card is here in your challenge, Libra. 5 of Swords, yeah. Aggressive action, that Mars energy. Yeah. I feel like your advice here is that you need to take action to get out of a weird situation that you're in before it gets basically worse, and you're in the clear to do that from the 21st to the 27th. You are in the clear to communicate aggressively, to express your 9th house. Some of you are actually being called for more long-distance travel, getting the hell out of where you are for a very good reason. I'm not saying all of you, but for many of you.